Hi, it's been a while since I've seen you all on here, so I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Um, and today I was just thinking about, so today I'm in my husband's car and I took my daughter to school, and then I'm listening to Christian talk radio because that's, it's programmed into his car. Or the numbers are pre-programmed. And so I turned it on. I've been listening to it this week, and they've been really focusing on marriages this week. And today they were talking about the 4 things that you need to, 4 bags you need to get rid of before you get married. And so I'm not going to name them because it's not about blasting the people, but it really didn't resonate with me, and I'm talking about this today because these were the people, well, not these people particularly, but all of these Christian talk shows and books and things. I was reading one when I was in an abusive marriage and relationship, and then also 2, like, after it all happened and I was trying to recover. I was a single mom. I was struggling how to raise my children. And of course, the Bible talks about we're supposed to, the husband is the head of the household. But nobody talks about, look at my hair, it's all weird. But nobody talks about what if you're a single parent? Like, how are you supposed to parent if you're a single parent and there is no, man who's the head of the household? And how to recover from abuse besides, you need to forgive. I mean, which is cool, right? I mean, I've done a lot of classes on forgiveness. I received a lot of training on forgiveness. Like, I put myself through them, which is fine. And then there's a lot of good courses out there. I can drop a link to some if you guys need some. I haven't built them yet. I'm in the process of building something for you guys. But God's been really talking to me about building out resources for single moms. Because, like, there are not a lot of resources for single moms who are raising children. Or I haven't seen any. And when I was going through my own struggle, it was kind of like taboo. Like, nobody wants to talk about divorce. Like, everyone's like really focused on, okay, well, yeah, you're separated, but you should really work on yourself and you should stay married. Which of course is great, but at the same time, yeah, like, it doesn't always work out. So what about the rest of us who it doesn't work out for and we have to start over, right? Hi, thanks for joining. I can't see who you are, but if you want to pop in your name, you can go ahead and do that. Anyway, yeah, so basically I was just like this whole way inside me this morning, like, just driving, listening to these people talk about, like, and they were being so nice about it. Oh yeah, you should talk about finances, and you should talk about, hey, good morning. Well, it's morning for me here in Hawaii, so I don't know what time it is there for you. But yeah, they're talking about, okay, you need to talk about money because most people, when they get divorced, it's all about money arguments. And I'm like, yes, that's so I've been married. I'm married 3 times, divorced twice. Both of them, we had money issues, and that was my sticking point. That's why we got divorced. And there's also infidelity as well. But oh, did you know I'm moving to LA? I'm moving to LA in like 6 weeks, 5 weeks from now. So hopefully we can meet up. Yeah, sorry. And then, so yeah, money issues, which I totally agree with. And they're like, yeah, like, so they're talking about what you should talk about before you get married. Sexual past. Like, you should talk about your sexual past, and like, if you have any issues. I guess the couple that was featured today, they had the wife had sexual abuse issues, and then that was brought into their relationship. And yeah. So yeah, send me a DM and then we can try and hook up. But yeah, they're talking about sexual issues that you, and I definitely agree, you should bring them up. And then my third marriage, so my husband kind of knew all about that before we got together because we were coworkers. So my second divorce was really public. It happened in the workplace. So yeah, a lot of people already knew about my past. Like, so he was my coworker, he already knew that part of my past. And then there, I actually kind of had to stop listening to it, because I was like, this is all fine and dandy, but what about, like, yeah, she dealt with her sexual abuse, like, yeah, you should talk about it just in case you've had history of sexual abuse. And I'm just like, but where are the resources, people? Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had, sex abuse in our pasts. I mean, you don't have to share it with me today, but if you want to send me a DM and you need support with that, that's what the clients that have been coming to me lately, it's been around relationship and not sexual issues, but kind of in that vein, if you know what I mean. So, and it's been brought to my attention that, hey, there are not a lot of resources for people, single moms who are trying to get back on their feet and really have to pull these things out of themselves, and before they want to get into another relationship, right? Because I got married the first time I was like 18, and it didn't last that long. It was a military marriage, didn't last that long. And then the second one didn't last that long either. I think we were married for 4 years. He was older, so I thought, hey, he should know what he's doing. But he has like past anger management issues that he was still dealing with, and he's still dealing with it today. My daughter that he and I had together just turned 18, and he's still dealing with his demons, you know what I mean? So yeah, it never goes away. But like in that season of singleness, I didn't have any resources. I mean, I was reading my Bible every day trying to figure out, okay, God, like, what do you have for me today? What do you have for me today? And the Bible doesn't talk about single parenthoodness, because there wasn't a lot of single parents back then. There were a lot of widows back then, but not a lot of like divorcees, you know what I mean? So it was just me getting with God, receiving forgiveness for the things that I had to forgive myself for, forgive others for, so I could move on. And then my husband and I got together on a whim. Not necessarily a whim. Like, there was nothing there. I should have put on Do Not Disturb, but there wasn't anything there that like, I wasn't looking, if that's, you know what I mean. I was not looking for a relationship. We became friends, and just how we were conversing back and forth, I was like, oh, cool. And then my auntie, we had like this barbecue, I invited him, and my auntie was like, that's the one. And I was like, really? How do you, I just, this is the first time you've met him. And my best friend also said the same thing, because we had a chemistry, and it wasn't even about like our chemistry together. Like, they were looking at him, and he doesn't have issues. Like, he doesn't have unresolved issues. Not that he doesn't, but he's very happy-go-lucky. Things just, like a duck, just slide right off. And it's for like, that was really refreshing for me, to have a partner who was healed and whole and secure in himself. I mean, he's secure, but he's not cocky. I mean, well, sometimes he's cocky, no, but you know what I mean. Like, but it's, we have this relationship, better relationship, because he's healed and whole, and I was healed mostly. But like, through my relationship with God, I get washed by the water of the word every day, and God speaks to me, and just having that relationship with God and how he speaks to me, and like, like, you know, like he can just correct you with that rod, like right quick. And so right now I feel like I am rambling, but I just wanted to put this out there. If there's any of you that, you know, one, you're a single mom and you need some resources, or if you're like in a marriage that's kind of struggling, or if you're in a good marriage, but you know, as you're working through things, like maybe a new issue has popped up and it's linked to something that happened in your past. I've been having really great sessions. Like, what's the word? I've been having really great sessions with the people that I'm working with now, and like within like 1 hour, like we just talk through all the stuff. What happens for me during a session is, right, we pray, I hear the story, and then I just ask God to intervene and give me some, you know, give me a word of knowledge, give me some kind of way to help the person that's sitting in front of me. And he always shows up. He always shows up. And, you know, a prayer works. Like, you could do that with anyone. You don't have to be a life coach to pray with people, right? But because I have the mental health experience, because I have the life coaching certification, I have other tools in my basket that I bring out when I'm helping, you know, my clients and stuff. So, I mean, if that's you today, and because I haven't advertised this, like these people just been popping up randomly, and we work together, and these are the issues that are coming up, and I'm like, ooh, these are different roots than I thought that they would be. But like when we deal with them, they get very quick transformations because we're getting to the root of the problem, you know, stuff that's stuck from in their past. And so if you want a session with me, go ahead, send me a DM or pop whatever. Give me the 100 emoji. I like the 100 emoji. So give me the 100 emoji in the chat, and then I'll just, you know, I'll send you a DM. We can hook up. Nothing fancy, nothing like, oh my gosh, you know, not salesy, whatever. You need help, send me an emoji or DM, and I would love to talk to you. So all of that being said, what's going on with me, so that's, I just have to get that out of the way. But what's going on with me is, right, I'm moving to LA in like 5 weeks. The movers are coming next week, Wednesday. So all of our stuff, our boxes are going to go on a ship, go overseas, and I'm like, whew. So really purging, really decluttering, and, you know, it's been emotionally taxing. And so that's another thing that's been coming up, is I had to go through like all of my old paperwork. It's been, I mean, as healed as I am, like, it's been stirring up some emotions in me, you know, and I'm like, whoa, like I have a whole giant tub of divorce papers, whole giant tub, and I'm like, oh. So that's what I'm gonna be tackling today. Yeah, it was, I think our divorce was like, hi Naomi, it was like a year, I think, our divorce proceedings lasted, because we're fighting about money, we're fighting about custody. You know, my ex, this was his second marriage to me, right? It was both of our second marriages, and so he had divorced the first time, paid out the nose, you know, for child support while we were married. And thank you so much, I appreciate you. And you know, yeah, so I'm gonna be going through all of that, and it's like, we're like, so it was so tit for tat. He's like, I don't want to give you custody because I don't want to give you more money. And I was like, it's not about the money, you know what I mean? And yeah, so just as some of my history, like when I got divorced, because I was making a 6-figure income, I couldn't quit my job and, you know, change the child support guidelines here in Hawaii. I mean, they have this formula, but they said if I quit my job on purpose, I wasn't quitting to avoid child support, which is what I know a lot of guys do, because my first husband did it to me. Anyhow, so yeah, I never got any child support for my son, who's my older one from my first marriage. And, you know, they were like, you can't just quit your job. I'm like, I need to quit my job because I don't like working here. I don't like working in an oil refinery. I don't like having to work with my ex-husband who threatened to kill me, and I have a TRO on him. Like, I need to leave this job. But they were just saying, like, I couldn't get any whatever, like food stamps or social services support, whatever, monetary support, because I was officially quitting a job, and so I couldn't just like quit my job and apply for social services help. And I'm like, that is so weird. That is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Like, I actually need help. Like, my husband is abusive. I'm trying to get away. Hi, Carmen. And I'm like, what is happening here? So all of that to say, I would love to create some resources for people who are going through a separation, a divorce. I mean, like, I had to like budget the heck out of myself because I was paying lawyers' fees on top of my income getting cut in half, during the separation. And I was still living in the house until it was sold. Really? Oh my gosh, Carmen, you have to send me a DM. We have to hook up. And I'm moving to California, so I mean, I'll be closer to you and stuff. Yeah. And so that's what I've been helping people with, people who have relationship issues. And it's like, wow. Thanks, Naomi. I know. And but even through all of that, and it was just one of those things where it took a lot of strength from me. And then during that time, I kind of neglected my kids, kind of a lot. And it got so bad. Like, at one point I was just so depressed and so devastated, I almost took my own life. Obviously I did not succeed because I'm here talking to you today, but it's just one of those things where so my reason was different than it was about the devastation, but it was more because I was stubborn and I didn't want to share my daughter with a man that I could not stand to be around, which is probably, I mean, I think suicide is just selfish all around. I mean, I'm not trying to be harsh on anyone, but rationally thinking about it, it is one of the most selfish things that I could have done, right? And so that's the main reason why I didn't follow through with it, is because I knew my son was going to be left alone, right? He was going to be left alone because his dad, like, I was not in contact with his dad, and he was here, and I was like, well, my daughter is going to live with her dad. Like, I had boxed everything up. I sent her away, like, high chair, car seat, everything was in my ex-husband's car, strapped my daughter in, came back into the house, and I was just like, wow, what did I just do? I just gave her away. I mean, I didn't sign anything, but we were going through a major battle, custody battle. Not in court, but not yet, but we were like, we had lawyers already and things. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with this dude for the rest of my life. And then, so I said, I gave him custody. I was like, here, I'll give you custody, and I will be in control of when I contact you to see my daughter. Like, I don't want to have my daughter, and it gives you free reign to just come into my life and like just pop in whenever you feel like it, because, oh yeah, I want to see my daughter. I'm like, no, you take her, and then I will be in like, I was just like, I was so tired of being controlled. I'm like, I just wanted to have some level of control. So I gave her away, packed up, he drove away, and then I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I just gave my baby over to a monster. Like, and then I was more devastated. I'm like, well, what's happening? And so I was on antidepressants, and so I had one to help me stay awake and one to help me sleep. And so there's a lot of sleeping ones left, and I just started taking them with a bottle of wine, which is right? But I was like, well, you're not supposed to do it, so if I do it together, then I should die, right? All it did was make me really sleepy. And I know God's hand was on it, because my ex-husband, he's like, oh, I forgot my charger. So he came back to the house and he grabbed the charger, like when I was in the middle of, like, I had taken already a handful of pills, but not a whole lot. I don't actually like taking pills, so, but you know what I mean? And so thank you for supporting. I know you guys are sending love. I know you guys are sending prayers right now, and I feel it. So I just want to say thank you. But like, luckily he had to come back for the charger, and then I stopped, and then he called my friends and he called my parents to have someone, look after me, while I was going through that. But really, I was angry at him, and I wanted to take myself out, which is like that whole thing, right, with forgiveness and bitterness. Like, we are angry at someone else, then I literally took my own poison to just distance myself from my ex-husband because of unforgiveness. You know what I mean? Like, that is like literally what happened. And thank God I'm here today, and God saved me from all of that, and I'm just so blessed to be here today. And through all the things that I've been through, gosh, I don't want to be that person who, like, I have all the certifications, and God's been challenging me, like, you're not helping the people who I put you here to serve. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, I can do all of the emails and the social media postings and the graphic. I can. I don't want to. I don't have the time right now. But I've been, God's been convicting me about, like, really stepping out and showing my scars in an effort to help others. So, right, Carmen, like, if send me a DM, honestly, send me a DM. And right. By the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony is how others get free. And so I'm totally willing to share. I mean, it took me a lot of guts to just come on this live today and share. But you know what I mean? To God be the glory. And it's not about me, it's all about him. And I have to be obedient and put stuff out there. So if you're struggling, please send me a DM. If only. Wow, I almost did not go live, Carmen. I'm telling you, I did not, because I have so much stuff to do. The movers are coming, and I have to finish packing and cleaning. And yeah, so I love you, Miss Carmen. Thank you so much for confirming that for me today. And I think that's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna try and go live more often, being that this word was very powerful, and I do get a lot of words that I have not been sharing because I'm like, I'm too busy. This today proves to me that I cannot be about myself. I cannot let my own agenda come before God's. And so thank you guys for being here. Usually when I go live, nobody's live with me, and just thank you for being here and supporting me. And just want to say I love all of you. And oh my gosh, I am too. Look at that. Somebody must be chopping onions in my backseat. Oh my gosh, love you guys. I do. I mean, I say it often, but I do. I love you guys, and I wouldn't be here sharing my heart with you if I did not absolutely care about each and every one of you who will listen. Wow. Oh my gosh. God is working. I mean, God is working a big way in my life right now, and I'm getting chicken skin. Just Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Carmen, you have to message me. If you don't, actually, I'm going to get off this live right now. I'm going to send you a DM because, girlfriend, I'm getting chicken scared. Like, we need to talk. So, all of that to say, I love you guys. If you need any support in your current relationships, or if God's been bringing up issues like your marriage is fine, but like there's roots of things popping up from your past, please, I would love to help you. So with that, have a blessed day. I am going to go finish some packing. I'm going to do my exercise first because I don't know, I just feel better, you know, endorphins, all of the things. So I'm going to do my workout, finish some packing, and yeah, have a blessed weekend, you guys. I love you. Mwah.